3.5 games back of the wild card, tied between the Astros and the Blue Jays. The Yankees begin their run 3.5 games back, with the great Jorginho close to returning in action. Jorginho is Gematria 35. They're 3.5 games back right now. The Astros and the Blue Jays are tied for the last two spots. They own the top two spots in the wild card race. The Yankees have played 97 games to the season already. The run begins against the AL worst Kansas City Royals. As a matter of fact, the season ends against the Kansas City Royals away at Kansas City during the last days of September. The Kansas City Royals with the crown on the logo. This is going to be a Royal 28th title for the Yankees. The great Jorginho is going to lead the worst Yankee team ever to win a World Series title. This is what the great Jorginho is about to do. This ain't about Shohei Ohtani, the 100-year anniversary of the Yankees' first title. The fact of the matter is, there is no snowball's chance in hell that Ohtani is going to be a Yankee. You can forget about it. He is not going to the Yankees. This guy is not going to lead the team Babe Ruth style to the championship. Rather, it's the great Jorginho 99 World Series after the inaugural championship. The great Jorginho hit the first home run of the entire Major League Baseball season. The great Jorginho, don't be surprised if he hits the last home run of the season. The fact is the great Jorginho is the real MVP. The great Jorginho is going to embark on the greatest Yankee championship ever. Because no Yankee team ever has won the World Series winning over 85 games. I think 88 wins is the worst. But then again, that team that won 88 games, they lost 15 of their last 18 games. So they really were a 90-win team. This is what great Jorginho is about to do. The legend of the great Jorginho doing it on a bad toe. The 98th game of this season, it is all beginning. The championship run, the season has begun. They beat the Royals and they beat the Mets in the Subway Series coming up the 25th and the 26th. The Yankees 50 wins in the season. San Francisco, the beginning of the season against San Francisco. Well, the beginning of the season now begins in the second half at 50 wins. Officially, that is what is about to go down. The 98th game of the season. Champions is Gematria of 98. The Yankees' 51st win of the season. They're going to beat the Dodgers in the World Series. Well, is it going to be the Boston Braves? Is it going to be the Atlanta Braves because of Babe Ruth hitting, what was it, 28 games or 28 home runs this last year? I think he played 28 games with the Boston Braves in his last year in Major League Baseball. The fact is, I'm not going with the Braves right now. It has to do with the Yankees-Dodgers uncivil documentary. The fact of the matter is the Yankees have had 2 trips to LA this year against the Angels, against the Dodgers. How many runs did the Yankees allow? 7, 4, and 5. That's 16. That's 17. That's 20. Well, the Yankees have allowed 28 runs all season at LA. That is the sign that the 28th World Series title will happen against the LA Dodgers. The very next season, after Jorginho passes Roger, he wins the championship with 131 RBIs from 2022 because it's championship that's Gematria of 131. This is what the great Jorginho is going to do next year right there. This is why the run begins with 28 home wins for the season. This is why the run begins in the home series. The season is scripted. How do we know it's scripted? Well, the 51st win doesn't fall right as they are at Anaheim, but rather it happens after the trip to Anaheim. After the trip to Anaheim is win number 51. The Jorginho is Gematria 50. The great Jorginho. The Jorginho is winning the 41st World Series in Yankee history at Los Angeles, California. 41 to 13-5. 13 years and 4 months after the death of the boss, George Steinbrenner. The Dodgers will make it to the World Series. Yankees will make it to the World Series. And worse the first. The great Jorginho is the MVP from 5th place to make it to the playoffs to win the championship. This is a historic Yankees championship. It will begin on Friday, the 21st. July 7 and 21 add up the 28th. The fact is the Yankees are 1-5 to begin the second half. The Yankees have won 15 games since the great Jorginho's injury. This is where we're getting the Babe Ruth Boston Braves symbolism. The symbolism, I think, is going to have to do with the fact that they are the National League's best record. May not necessarily mean they make it to the World Series, but the Braves do have a strong chance of being the team to make it at the end of the day. It is Braves that's Camacho of Aaron. It's Braves that's Camacho of All Rise. This is what makes it, or actually All Rise is 76, so we have to ignore that for a second. But going back to the 14 wins since Judge's injury to end the first half. The Yankees were 1-4 to begin the All-Star break. It's been 14 years since the Yankees won the championship. But the Yankees are going to be the first team. Let's see. That's 2 wild card, Division 3 championship 4. That's 13 wins. That's 13 wins to win this playoff run, because the wild card round is the best of 3. So 13 wins to win the championship for the Yankees. That's why they're the wild card team. I think they'll be the first wild card team to win in baseball history. Well, actually, let's check out Atlanta quickly. Let's go to 2021 Atlanta Braves. They may have won the division that year, if I'm not mistaken. This is the new format. Obviously, the Dodgers were the favorite, so, you know, it was too easy. They're going to win that scripted championship. 2020 was a pretty unique playoff format from what I remember. So, yeah, they did. They did. There's the postseason. What you got? Okay, Division Series, Championship Series, same thing with the Astros. So it hasn't happened yet. But in COVID, we did see something else. Even though the Dodgers were the NL West champion in 2020, they were the NL West champion. They were not really a wild card team, but this was a pretty expanded field. I mean, you've seen the play-in and all of that. It was a pretty expanded format. Now, you know, they did have the NL wild card. The Dodgers did win it with the NL wild card, right? They did it. So only the Dodgers have won 13 games to win a championship. The Yankees are going to be the next team to do so. The great Jorginho, in case you're wondering what's the significance of 1-5 right now, it has to do with the great Jorginho's life path. The great Jorginho, you see, is born April 26. 4 is 4, 26 is 8, 8 and 4 is 12, 1992 is 21, 21 is 3. So the great Jorginho is a 15-6 life path. He's 15-6. 15th playoff series for the Yankees since 2009, when they lifted the title to win their next championship. 1-5 without the Judge. It's the season over. It's the season over. It's the season over. And the Yankees are 1-5. It is all completely explained by the forces of numerology. Kansas City Royals is 47. Judge is Camacho 47. Yankees have 47 losses for the year. Right now, they are barely at 500. 37 games for the Yanks since the great Jorginho's injury. 50-47. 31 games before the All-Star break. And then 6, so they're at 37. Los Angeles, 37. 37 games without the great Jorginho. Is it going to be 47? Is Aaron Judge 49? I mean, early August, Houston and the Rays. I mean, now we talking around that time that there's going to be some serious chatter. Late July, early August, after the trade deadline, when the Judge does make it back. And if you're curious right now which team is going to lose out, it's the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto loses out again. The Yankees qualify over Toronto, where the great Jorginho made history. Well, he tied Roger Maris at Toronto. That's what you have to remember about that. Toronto's 36, Dodgers 36, Roger, 36, at the Stadium of the Rangers. He made history, the great Judge. You know what? If he comes back to Texas and he defeats the Texas Rangers, I mean, at the same place where he hit home run number 62, the great Judge Gino, I believe he is going to hit a home run off of Aroldis Chapman in the postseason. I'll say that right now. That's what we have to look out for right now. The Yankees are going to batter Aroldis Chapman. 62nd home run, great Judge Gino. That is going to be part of the script away. The Rangers are going to be in first place. Yankees, Rangers, and does it beg the question? The Rays against the Astros. That's what we have to ponder right now in the AL side of the bracket. And it could be Baltimore, it could be Tampa. So one of them teams going to finish in first. The Rays have been something lately. To Tampa, Houston faced off. Yeah, the Rays beat the Astros, so that matchup is interesting. I mean, Baltimore, AL East, what have you. They traded Mancini to the Astros, so that it's possible they face off against Baltimore. That's what strikes me about Baltimore. That's what strikes me with for each of these two teams to face off against the Astros. Just had a glimpse of what could favor any of those two teams. But as we are eyeballing the Toronto Blue Jays, keep an eye out for the schedule. Keep an eye out for the schedule in September and October. They finish against the Rays. Rays may need to beat the Blue Jays to win the division. The Yankees have a big trip to where great Judge Gino tied Roger Maris last year. And the Blue Jays have the Rays and the Yankees. Even the Red Sox will play outfield with the AL West leading Rangers. September 11th is when the collapse begins. It's when they go crashing down. Mark my words on that.